Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Today we are going to cook a hearty dish because the weather's gotten cooler and the fall temperatures are coming in, especially in the morning I can really feel it. So we want some food that is very filling yet very delicious. We want to use leftovers combined with fresh ingredients. So we have cabbage. I've been craving some cooked cabbage with onion, and then we got Salisbury steak. It tastes just like Salisbury steak. It's actually Stouffer's meatloaf. I'm going to start by chopping up some onion. We don't need much. We're going to have garlic in this, minced garlic in this also. I'm going to saute the onion. Let that cook for a little while. Then I'm going to add some minced garlic. And then we already have our gravy made. So we're taking shortcuts here by using leftovers, which is a great idea, and avoiding food waste. And creating a meal that's something different from what we already had yesterday, which was meatloaf and a baked potato. Make life more exciting. We'll just let that cook a little while there. Okay, we'll add some minced garlic and let that cook for just a little while. Not very long. We don't want it to be bitter. I just took that off the burner and set it aside. Now we're cutting up the meatloaf here, and we're just going to cut it into little bite-sized pieces like you would when you cut steak. It's the same thing. So we're just going to take this meat and put it into that pan. I hope there's enough gravy. If not, I'll add a little water and I'll make a little roux. I added a little water. We're going to heat this up now, because this gravy was very thick anyway, and I wanted to thin it out. But if we need to make a roux with cornstarch, we will. This is a lot of meat. I couldn't believe it. It was actually a pretty good deal. The only problem I have with it is the sodium content. And normally I like to cook from scratch, but it is nice when you're busy to have already prepared meat, like a rotisserie chicken. That's a healthier choice. This is looking good already. If I had mushrooms, I'd use the mushrooms. I really would. Did thin it out quite a bit to make it more of a gravy and not just a bunch of meat. I just took milk with a little bit of cornstarch. On AI they have, it's very simple, the instructions on how to make a cornstarch slurry. Just going to pour that in there and stir that around, or you can whisk it if you like, but I think just stirring it's going to be fine. Now it's taken on another creamier color. We're going to be adding sour cream, so this makes sense. You can add parsley. I'm adding a little parsley. Because we added some liquid, it may need a little bit of salt or garlic powder. We have garlic in this, minced garlic, but if you want to bring out more flavor, you can always add garlic powder or a little garlic salt. This is the thickness I want from the gravy. I don't want it to be too thick or too thin. I think this is just about perfect. So a little bit of Worcestershire. I'm light on the sour cream. This is looking great. This is stroganoff. This is beef stroganoff. So this is our meat entree. Now we're going to prepare the noodles and the cabbage. Okay, I only need about half of a cabbage. I'm going to cut it like in thirds, this half cabbage, and then chop it in slices like this. I like my cabbage in little pieces. I don't like big pieces of cabbage. Same with coleslaw. I usually shred it, but that takes a long time. But if I chop it very finely. Okay, so these egg noodles are going to cook while I'm preparing the cabbage. For the cooked cabbage, I'll be using a little spreadable butter. This is actually olive oil with sea salt, but it's like spreadable butter, very similar to it, very compatible to butter. A little apple cider vinegar, some chopped onion, some minced garlic, and salt and pepper. Also a little brown sugar probably. My husband likes this cabbage to be on the sweet side. I'm melting the butter in the pan. I went ahead and added the onion, so the onion and the butter is going to cook for a little while. Here's the minced garlic, just less than a minute. As soon as you start to smell it, you know it's done. It's ready for the cabbage to be added. 30 to 40 seconds in, I can smell it, add the cabbage. And it will reduce down. We'll be adding the liquid, which is apple cider vinegar, or whatever liquid you want to add. Some people might add chicken broth. Yeah. There's more than one liquid you can add to this. Maybe rice wine vinegar, other types of vinegars. Oh, I love cabbage. My goodness, this is going to be so good. I decided to add garlic, gave it a taste, and I never can get enough garlic. So we got garlic salt going on here instead of regular salt. And pepper. This is about halfway cooked. I'm going to add the apple cider vinegar. It's going to sizzle because it's on high. It is browning up very nicely. At this point, if you want to add a little water, you can. Some people might like a little more apple cider vinegar than what I added. So I have a little water I'm going to add. Just to keep it from burning. Because it was steaming up. Now it's steaming more. Yeah. Because I didn't want too much vinegar. But the liquid does reduce down. But it helps the cabbage cook faster too. Oh, I like that brown color. But it's going to be even browner because we are adding brown sugar. About a tablespoon. I'm going to mix that in. All through that delicious cabbage. And let that cook a little longer. You can add any kind of store-bought sauce you like. You can add soy sauce, teriyaki sauce, any kind of Asian sweet and sour sauce would be really delicious too. I'm going to add just a little bit of Worcestershire because we love it. Cooking down, I think it's done. It's just about done. So I have my noodles on one side of this pan and my fried cabbage on the other side. I'm going to start adding the stroganoff beef and gravy. So I'll just put a generous amount on here. I'm going to pick some fresh parsley and put over it for a presentation. And here we have beef stroganoff with egg noodles and fresh parsley for a garnish, and our fried cabbage with cherry tomato garnish. All right, let's go ahead and try it. It is good though. I'm going to try the cabbage with that cherry tomato. The beef stroganoff goes very well with the cooked cabbage. In fact, to be honest, you can mix it all together and it is absolutely delicious. This is outstanding. When you put the cabbage with the beef stroganoff, OMG, it is awesome, in my opinion. So you can either eat it separate or put it together. And you can use more sour cream. Make sure you get, this is all that Aldi had, you know, light sour cream. So if you use regular sour cream, it is much better. And you can make it verbatim according to the recipes in the description of this video. Shortcut stroganoff and cooked cabbage are a perfect pair. I hope you'll try this at home. May many blessings come your way. I'll see you on the next one.